Okay, so it's not magic, yeah? It's structure, it's easy, it's not complicated. It's identity and integration. This is actually everything that you need to completely transform your life, okay? So what we're gonna do today is this masterclass around collapsing time, okay? First of all, I always, when I change and I transform something in my life, or just myself in my life, I want to get results that last, okay? I do not want to have just like a taste of something. I want something that I can touch and feel and smell in my life, something that has materialized, okay? And something that is, that just lasts, okay? We don't want like lukewarm manifestations that are just like interesting for a day or a week and then they are gone, okay? It's not about that. It's about having things that really, really last in your life. And to get these results as quick as possible, because I don't like to wait for things and I'm not a very patient person. So we are effective women, we are very intelligent women, and this is what we do. We get what we want and we get it as fast as possible. So let's collapse time together. So what does that really mean? Just to set the frequency right now, okay? What does collapsing time really mean, okay? Collapsing time is dissolving the gap between the old and the new. And this gap is existing, okay? But we make it as close together as possible, okay? So we update the old, we make the new person win. But if this might sound a little abstract to you right now, okay, it won't in a minute. Because when you collapse time, okay, you are the result in life, okay? You do not just like create results in your life, okay? Like outer experiences or outer manifestations. And this is something that is like as a no-brainer happening to you anyways when you become the result. But it all starts with you, okay? You have to be the result. And you probably heard this like a million times. You have to be the person that you want to be, okay? Dress for the job that you want and not for the job that you have. But anyways, okay, I think this doesn't go as deep as being the result, okay? Feel it in your body. You see, you hear, you smell, you behave and act just the way as the person would be and not just dress like it, okay? It's just about really being that. But this is a process, and it's like, it can take you a year, it can take you a week, it can take you even 10 minutes if you're really practiced in these things. So the core concept, and I already introduced that a little bit, okay? There are like two personalities. So there is your expanded self, and then there is your fallback self. So what is the fallback self? The fallback self is like the fallback system that takes over just when your expanded self can't. Okay, so your fallback self is you right now, is yourself. How you are, how you behave, how you dress, where, like how your environment is situated, like everything in your life, okay? This is the fallback self. It's not the standard that you have, okay? It's the lowest point, because you always come back to the lowest point. But if we elevate that lowest point, we might get a glimpse of the expanded self, okay? The other self. And the expanded self is the person that you're looking forward to be, okay? Who do you really want to be? And if you already have a view of that person, of that outlook, what that life would feel, taste and smell like, okay, that's very nice. And if you don't, that might sound triggering to people, but you don't really want what you want if you don't have a clear vision around it, okay? And yeah, so bathing in your clear vision will feel so juicy and so good to you if you really want that, and if you really want that, okay? And it's not just something that you think you should want, okay? Because everybody's like a boss babe nowadays, okay? I should have to open my own business, okay? No, like don't steal goals from other people, okay? Just stick to your thing and like do it, okay? Whatever the world is doing, do your thing anyways. And when you see yourself through these two personas in a way, okay, because you are not just one like set person, there is your fallback self and there is your expanded self, but who wins? Because your nervous system is always following familiarity, okay, what it knows, because this is how it can work better, okay, because it already knows how to work with you, even if it's bad, okay, but it does know how to cooperate with your fallback self. So it always follows this familiarity instead of fantasy, because your expanded self might take the stage for a minute or two, but if it's not consistent, it's rather fantasy, and this is not what your nervous system likes to follow. I think this is very comprehensive, and this is like no-brainer stuff. And I'm sorry here for being delusional and stuff, but to make the gap smaller between your current fallback whatever self and your expansion, okay, that what you want to be, to make this gap smaller, you got to be consistent first. Like, this is the most important point anyways. And make the gap believable. Make the gap, like, if you're completely broke and you're striving forward to have, I don't know, like $1 million in a week as your income, like right now, okay, this is just what you want, okay? You don't really know what it feels like to have that much money, okay? You don't really know how it would feel like to be the woman that handles this kind of money, okay? Make your goals believable for yourself. Start with something different. Start with like, I want to be good in what I'm doing, okay? And then like, I'm an authority in the thing that I'm doing. And this might switch to, I'm the best in my field. People value me for the value that I bring. And the next thing might be, I don't know, I'm really well compensated for the stuff that I do, okay? And then strive forward towards a goal in a specific number. But like, start with something believable. And like, the bigger thing can be something so out of mind and so big, such a big, nice goal to have and to think about. Have this, please have the bigger thing in your sphere, but like, calm down with the next step, okay? This will make it so much easier for you and way more rewarding, because you can actually accomplish your goals pretty quick if you really stick to these things. And you know, like in my life already, I have leveled up, if you'd say so much in the past 10 years only, and even longer. But this is like a really like comprehensive phase, like where I turned like upside down and upside down and upside down all over again. And when I made my goals, a little comprehensive for my brain, I came to the point to excel at my points, like at my goals like this, okay, like really, really, really quick. And this is what we want. So, and then you go to the next one. So the key to all of this pretty much is make your expanded self the dominant one. Like, stab that bitch, okay? Like, kill the fallback system. You don't need that fallback system, because your expanded self will soon be your new fallback system. And your fallback system also is not something wrong, okay? It was something that kept you alive. It was something that served you in that sphere in your life right now. And it was nice to have her, but like, we expand, okay? We change. I'm a woman. I'm constantly changing. Every day I wake up and I'm a new woman. We change so much, and I'm so grateful for being a woman in this life, because I just love it, okay? Whatever. So, third point, the bridge. This is where we bridge the structure with your identity, okay? I'm the queen of structure. I love structure. I love to structure my life, and for what? Not for the sake of having like a million tabs open and like a million like systems in place, and not just because I only love this. I do love this, but most importantly, because I love the flow that comes with that structure. If you have a really good structure, you can enjoy your life so much better. And so we need structure and we need identity. And if you are like not really comfortable with the structure that you are having right now, okay, I offer like a 45-minute consulting session with me where we look at the structures in your life and not just like recreate them, like we together create structure that will on autopilot let you arrive at your goals, okay? So, and this is not hard, this is so easy, but you have to get this thing going for yourself. Just become the woman that you want to be, like on autopilot, okay? This is not a hard task, this is your life and you should enjoy it, and like I'm here for that. So this is why I created this stuff anyways. So the structure that we have is something that we need to bridge with the identity that we want to create, okay? And this is like a 3-step thing. It's not 3 steps actually. These are just like 3 points that you have to keep in mind when changing your identity, when transforming your life completely. Okay, this makes me like, I love it. Okay, so it's about micro structure. So what are micro structures? These are the dailies. So the routines, the rituals, the environment, like if you look at your Google Maps, like where are you situated the most, okay? Where do you hang? And even in your home, what do you do? Like what are your routines? So if I would see your life like on a calendar with timing and stuff, like what is happening, okay? What are you doing? Where are you moving your body? Like what are your routines? Okay, this is like the whole foundation plane, okay? Where you are, how you behave, and what you do there, okay? Just like basic, where is she? And second, we have the mental structure. So, and this is like the behind the scenes in a way. Your language, your priorities, your beliefs, and your boundaries. So kind of like your normal brain functioning, okay? Do you know the concept of anima and animus? And this is like the alma, the soul, the spirit, okay? What is really happening behind the scenes? What is the life-giving thing that you are feeling, thinking, wishing, allowing, all of these things, okay? So what is your normal in these things? And third is energetic structures. So the emotional and energetic hygiene. What do you practice? How are you elevating yourself on the daily? So your embodiment, these repetitions that you do on purpose. So where do you constantly expand? What is the inner work that you're doing? Like how do you practice your inner work? And I think that you should have a practice going on for yourself. And I believe that inner work is like every day and everything that you do, but you have to hold yourself accountable in a certain kind of session, something that you do. It doesn't have to be big, okay? There are a million ways that you can practice your specific inner work. What are you working on right now? So, and where we bridge these things right now, these 3 structures, this is where we get aware of the fact that there is a gap actually. And then in the next stage, the integration phase, we close the gap. This is where we feed the expansive self and let the old self die off, okay? Your old fallback system has expired. It doesn't need to be here anymore. Let your expansive self win for good and enjoy her, okay? This is soon gonna be your new old self. Doesn't matter, but for now she's winning and she's taking the stage right now, okay? So your mental capacity is only required until the whole integration really has happened, until you are that person, okay? Until you embodied her, until you are her. You just don't embody somebody, okay? This is just you just are. And your expanded self is integrated through what? Through structure, through repetition. And it will take some effort. But when the effort drops, okay, this is another phase. When the effort then drops, this is where you get the system rolling on autopilot. And this is actually the goal, okay? Because you just are that person. You don't think about it anymore. The integration phase just like it took in everything that it needed to, and then you just are that person, okay? You're just that on autopilot without thinking about it. You are it, okay? This is the whole goal, okay? Because you do not constantly build that one self, like in the future that you might become one day. You do not just like constantly build her, okay? You create goals that are achievable. You are aware of the gap between the two. You close the gap through structure. You let that old self die off completely, like we get to that point too. And then you just let that new expanded self win and take over. So how do we feed her? How do we feed the angel in your brain? This is practical advice that I follow. So what you're gonna do is make choices that she would make. Do the things that she would do. And if you don't know what she would really do right now, and if you just acted without thinking about it, pause. This is one of the greatest things that I learned in my life. Like, just shut the fuck up and pause. Don't say anything, and then feel and think, maybe feeling it, and then speak. If it's so worthy, okay, then just speak. But most of the time, I feel like women nowadays, we talk and this is so natural to us, but just once, like, pause a second before you act and behave in a certain way. Also, journaling, however the F you want to journal, okay, there is not the like one thing how you do this, but if you start doing it and if you stick to it, you get your own way of doing it, okay? And also, very fun thing to do, adjust your environment to her standards. Where is your gym located, okay? Where do you go to the gym? Where do you really drink your coffee in the city? Is it like a random, like, I don't know, okay? Whatever you do in your life, adjust it, level it up to the standard that she would have for herself, or soon you. Speak from her embodiment. If you do not know what to say, or if you just act too quick, okay, pause. Again, pause. And this kind of is like not the hardest thing, I believe, for people. It has been for me in the past, like one of the most like just hard things to overcome. Yeah, this is the key point in a way to close the gap as fast as possible. It's not just about becoming something new, okay? It's about the death of the old self. And by dying, okay, like take it literally. She is gonna die. She's not gonna come back. It's not a fallback system that you fall back to. No, she's never coming back. It's okay for her to die off. She's not bad and she hasn't maltreated you. Even if she did, okay, in that specific time, that was something that served you. But now she can go, because you cannot collapse time while keeping the old things alive, okay? You cannot enjoy your life and that new self and that new expanded whatever when you stick to your old stories, when you stick to the old persona that you have been, okay? To the old environments that were like little, you don't really want that, okay? She does not need closure, okay? Even in your relationships as well, you don't need closure, okay? You need release. Go find some closure for yourself and then release it. So let go finally of outdated roles, habits, environments, people, whatever. Just let it go. It's about removing more than it is about adding new things, okay? New things, you learn quick, you love it, okay? This is something that you're interested in anyways, okay? Because the persona that you see for yourself is something like, that might smell nice, okay? Like, it's easy for you to integrate that in, okay? It's easier, I believe. But your old self, you have so many stories, you have so many emotions sticking to that. And now you have to let her go. This is one of the hardest acts to that whole collapsing time integration process. But remember, it's not a punishment, okay? It's a sacred act of expansion. And if that isn't like the most fulfilling thing in life anyways, expanding, like, then what is? Okay, so it's not magic, yeah? It's structure. It's easy. It's not complicated. It's identity and integration. So you got to decide who to become, get aware of the gap between you both, integrate all the things that you need to do, repeat it, simultaneously letting things die off, okay? Say goodbye and create the new, and then she wins. The expanded self will win, and make sure that you let this old whatever really die, or else she will come back, okay? Or else she still is your fallback system, because what do you fall back to? It's not your standard. You fall back to your lowest point. This is actually everything that you need to completely transform your life.